Since the month of March, I've been participating in what's called the Shannon Leadership Institute, and it is an opportunity for leaders to come together from across different organizations, nonprofits, businesses alike, on how to create a renewal plan. How do you, as a leader, look at your work, and how do you make meaning? And some of the things we've talked about are core values. We've taken some time to talk about what our fears are. This past weekend we talked about courage and risk-taking. And in the midst of courage and risk-taking, how then we have to learn to adapt. How we have to look at how things come at us and make meaning. How do we hold things with integrity? How do we learn things and shed them if it's not healthy for us? And how then do we just be the authentic self that we strive to be? So as we gather in this space on this day, there is some courage and risk-taking to not be sitting in the pew. I saw a couple of us just walk right into the sanctuary thinking it's business as usual. And yet, we are out here. I just sat there and Amir said, "Where's Reverend Sara?" "Hi, Amir." It's in these moments where we think we're just so prone to doing the stuff that we normally do, that if we pause for just a moment, that in the midst of the prayer confession, we could hear the cars going by. I think that was an eagle flying overhead. You see beautiful flowers. It's taking things out of our normal routine to pause and to listen and to acknowledge. On this Sunday, when we gather as God's creation and we see our pets going berserk over treats, as we think of our pets at home that we left at home, or thinking about the pets that we loved and have now passed away, we think about those interactions, right? They are members of our family and all the things that they do and not do. We're also mindful then of people that we've encountered in our lives, our loved ones in which we remember and cherish. It's a time for us to be mindful that too, when God created humanity and all the animals, that we are inextricably linked together with our values, the risk-taking, and the courage that is necessary to do this work of sitting together and breathing in God's beautiful air, sitting in sunshine, and marveling at God's creation. When we gather in this space on this day, what are you holding on to with deep light and love and hope? When you sit, what comes to mind? On this day as we gather, when you sit, you what? Why is there not a cushion on the chair is the first thing that comes to mind. Which breaks us out of our routine, right? We're so used to walking in and going to the pews and there's a cushion on the pew. Is that kind of mixing things up today? Is there anything else that comes to mind? Yeah, anything? How can we be the peacemakers? Yeah. Especially if we turned on our news this morning and we hear about a lot of unrest in our world. Maybe others. So my friends, I don't have any strong words of wisdom other than for us to keep doing what we need to keep doing. To share in the message of hope and love. To share in the message of peace and compassion. To acknowledge harm and to seek forgiveness. To lean in on one another. To be reconciled and reconciling. And sometimes to take a little bit of a risk and to worship outside. My friends, on this day as we gather as God's creation, may we take a moment to celebrate our pets and treats, those that we love, as we gather in God's beautiful creation.